Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy Choose You Day. I don't know who coined that phrase first, but I've heard it many times. And every day is a choose you kind of day. Um, Imagine if we all did that and had a little bit of self-love. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, the 27th of June. It is a non-refundable day. Um, just like all the other days. So, how are you going to make the best of your day today? That is my question to you of this life that you've been given. If you're here, say hi. If you're on Facebook, I can share your comments or anything. That you want to share or any questions. Also on LinkedIn, I think as well, you can do that. But have you checked in on yourself this morning? Have you done that little mojo thing? Good morning, Emma, on Facebook. Happy Tuesday. Look at that photo of you and Emma. Good morning, Trisha. Happy Monday, Tuesday. Oh my God. How are you doing? How are you doing? I hope you're well. Today's live is called Keep On Keeping On. Keep on keeping on. And I'll make that all relevant in a minute. But I just wanted to say thank you on this live to anybody that's messaged me, left me a voice note, or called me yesterday, just who'd listened to the Happy Place podcast. If you haven't listened to it, please go and have a listen to it. It's the episode called Your Stories. It's out today. It's out yesterday. I was fortunate enough to be on that podcast. And if you're going to Happy Place Festival, I will be there on the 16th of July. So come say hi and let me know if you're going to be there. I'm really looking forward to that day, I can tell you. But anyway, keeping on is what I'm talking about today. Because like if you work for yourself, or maybe you've got some goals and some aspirations and some dreams that you are pursuing, some things that you want to do in life. And I think we get brought up into this world and we're conditioned that to have some goals, to have some aspirations, and that's a good thing, right? It's good to strive for maybe just being a better person. Like I think that's probably one of my ultimate goals and aspirations, is to just every day try and be a little bit better than I was the day before, and try and be more compassionate to myself, more loving and kind to other people as well as myself, and always trying to do the right thing. But having said that, the right thing can sometimes be to your detriment, like because we should do this or we're expected to do that, and actually that can be to our own detriment sometimes. So it's more about like the right thing is like those values, like being a good person, like not your intention behind your actions, not to deliberately hurt or harm anyone. But it's about keeping it real, like doing the real thing often we do the things that we should do or expected of us when we don't really want to do it. We get resentment around it. We bitch about it behind people's back. That kind of shit you can eradicate from your life. You've got to do the real thing, the real things that's for you, what feels real for you, what has meaning for you, rather than doing shit out of expectation and because we should do it. And that's what I mean when I say doing the real thing over the right thing. And I think I said that in the Happy Place podcast. And I wanted to clarify that because it doesn't really come across in that, obviously, because it's massively edited. But anyway, but it's about intention. How are we living intentionally? But anyway, whatever. If you have some goals and dreams and aspirations, your message doesn't come through, Emma. It's just a blank. If you have goals and dreams and aspirations, sometimes it can be really tricky to keep going with those goals and dreams and aspirations. And sometimes it can be just fucking difficult to keep going with life when it doesn't go how we expect it to, or the way we want it to, or, things leave us, jobs, people, parents, like losses, relationships, all of these things have an impact on us. And how do we keep going? how do we, I was like a few months ago, you just sent me some stars. Oh, thank you, Emma. That's very sweet. Not that long ago, maybe it was on here or it's definitely on LinkedIn. I was really struggling last year. My business took a real nosedive because I had a lot of health issues, and my focus was on that and dealing with that. And I was taking a lot of drugs at the time that was prescribed to me. And so I didn't have the capacity to do all of the things that I'd been doing before. 2020 and 2021 were really great years for my business, but 2022 was not. And so it feels like I've had to get started again and build some momentum. And maybe this resonates with you as something you're trying to do, or your goals and your aspirations. One of the things my dad said to me towards the end of his life, he said, if you want good luck, you have to go out and get it. I love that. My friend Victoria had it made on a pebble for me when my dad died, painted on a pebble. I think she made it. I can't remember. Anyway, she sent me that in the post. If you want good luck, go out and get it. And he was right, my old man. It's like good luck. The harder you work, the luckier you get. That's another great saying. I don't know who said that. And I also believe that's true. But it doesn't mean we have to grind ourselves into the ground. There's getting that balance right of working hard over working too much, and also trying to do, if we all fucking knew what the right things to do were, right, we'd just go out and do them. But that takes toiling. You gotta give it a go and see if it works out. And if it does, keep going. If it doesn't, change direction and, just try something new. That's ultimately. And I know everyone wants to sell you the idea that this is, do this will work, or do that and that'll work. Well, I'm telling you now, only you are going to freaking know, really, ultimately, because we're all so different. And what one person might enjoy doing is not necessarily what you will enjoy doing. Just like personal development, like I obviously share my ideas of all the things that's helped me and helped loads of clients that I've worked with, but they're not going to be for everyone because it's just impossible. Trisha said, absolutely tough. It's the pushing through sometimes. The mind is there, but the body isn't. Baby steps approach for me. I love that. One of the things I say, in my Breaking Your Own Limits coaching program, is like at the moment they're taking small actions every day. And that's something I harness for myself. And like I said, a while ago, I was like, I don't know if I can keep going. Like, I definitely don't have the capacity like I had 18 months ago. My business is definitely, not where it was 18 months ago. And it feels like I'm starting again. And I was just like, God, and then I was just like, and I allowed myself to not be okay at that time. So just feel a bit meh and lean into that. And I then start to just do one small action every day. And that's the thing. It's like, it's far better to do one small action every day than just one big chunky piece of stuff and then nothing again. It's a bit like going to the gym, right? There's no point going to the gym once a month for 2 hours. And then you don't go again for another month. It's far better to go for, short bursts of time more regularly than it is one big chunk. Just like meditation is the same. And I talk about this a lot with meditation. It's far better to get yourself a regular practice 5-6 times a week, 2 or 3 minutes, than it is to go, I'm doing this for an hour on a Friday and no other time. Emma's just left a comment on Facebook. You have done amazing. As you know, the last year has been incredibly hard for me, but I'm making myself better and stronger. I have a journal now. I'm writing 3 things I appreciate every day, working out down the gym. And last night I started doing yoga down the gym. I'm looking for a flat to buy, so going in the right direction. Awesome. You're moving on up, moving on. I love that song. You're moving on up, Emma. I love that, right? And there's this thing, my friend Mavelle called me yesterday, crying about the Happy Place podcast and selling such wonderful things to me. And she said to me, you're living your purpose, Sam. And you know what? I absolutely am. But the other thing is, she said is about being stronger. Like, we use this word like, so I think a lot of people think that I'm really strong, and I had this conversation with Mavel, like I said, and it's like, I don't feel that strong. Yes, I'm resilient. I've had to, like, growing up and having the challenges in my childhood, the abuse, and really feeling uncomfortable about being black and having this hair and living in this white community. And then my sexuality, all of that really played into me really not liking who I was. But all of that created resilience. Like, I got through all of that, just like you've got through all of your challenges to this point. And strong is a funny word, right? Like, am I strong? Am I resilient? I think I'm resilient. I just keep going. And this is why I called today's Keep On Live, keep on keeping on. And it's just chipping away each day. Sometimes we can get ahead of ourselves and we get anxious because we're thinking about the future and this big problem or this big goal that we have or this big dream. And it's great to have those dreams and aspirations, but the only place you can live and be is right here, right now. So what's one little thing that you can do today? And that for me is like trying to, like, obviously getting on the Happy Place, and some of the things that I've done, like I've been on Fox TV and ABC TV, and I've written in the Metro and all of these wonderful things. I'm going to be on the BBC again on Friday. Like, all of these things don't just come from luck. Like, you have to make your own luck. I believe, if you take these little actions, some fruit will bear from the seeds that you're sowing. But the more that you do that, then it just takes off, right? If you think about a tree, like suddenly you're watering it and you're watering it, you're nurturing, or a plant, and then it's like my mate Mort. When we were away last week, she's had this orchid for 10 years. She's been nurturing this orchid. While we were away last week, her mum sent her a photo. It finally flowered. 10 years she's been nurturing that plant. And guess what happened when it flowered? When one came, six more buds came. And that's the same for all of us, right? It's just like watering whatever it is we're watering, nurturing whatever it is that we want, aspire to have, to be, to do something little towards those goals and those aspirations every day. You don't know when you're around the corner from it bearing fruit. And like I said, a little while ago, I was just like, fucking hell, like, I don't know if I can get the momentum going with my business again. And then obviously, like the Happy Place came along, and like I said, that just didn't happen. But I wish they had just came and knocked on my door and said, "You are Sam fucking Adams, and we want you on a Happy Place podcast." It kind of was like that, but I had to do stuff to make that happen, just like I had to do the stuff to make Fox TV happen, and ABC TV, and the BBC, and all of these things. And I do believe eventually we get to a point where it's like, going along like this, and then the curve starts to go, and then you get whoop, you get that exponential growth, just like you do with savings, just like you do with investments. And see your goals and your dreams and your aspirations as investments, and just put a chip in, a penny in every single day towards that goal and that dream and that aspiration. And eventually I believe that you'll have liftoff and you'll have takeoff. And that feels like very much where my trajectory has started to go. And so my message for you today is like, just to keep on keeping on. I know some days it feels fucking relentless. Like, some days you just don't want to do it. Like, it's just too hard. And especially when we have so much noise and distraction, morning Joe, around us, it almost just feels like, how can I be seen? How can I be heard if you're like me? And, obviously I'm a coach, so I have to be seen and I have to be heard to get clients, or whatever it is. Even if your dream and goal is nothing like mine, to be on stages and to share on great podcasts and radio and stuff like that. I love all of that stuff. Maybe you've got a completely different goal, but just try and do, or give, I hate the word try, do your best to do one little action every single day. One small action towards that goal. Could be the tiniest thing. Mine generally tends to be, when I'm having those small days, is to send one email to someone about me or about what I do. Obviously some days I do a lot more than that, and I reach out and I connect with people, whatever. But just that's all you need to do, is like one thing. When I was asked the other day on a podcast, like, what was my advice to somebody how to start meditating, where should they start? And first thing I thought about was time, because most people think they don't have time to meditate. And it's like, oh, I haven't got 20, 30 minutes to meditate every day. No, take 2 or 3 minutes. Small piece. Just take a small piece and commit to doing that. And I had a client do that recently who's been struggling. I said, let's get a meditation practice in place. And they're like, they've got a child, they've got to get up, they've got to get to work. And I'm like, no, I don't have time for that. 2 or 3 minutes. So 2 or 3 minutes, they did that for 7 days, and they've just carried on, and they are noticing a massive difference. Because, you know, what was I going to say? Meditation is just like, it helps for you to be okay with where you're at. Breathwork, I believe, does that. Breathwork helps you be okay with you. It helps you tap into your gut and into your intuition. Meditation helps you be where you're at. So even if you did it for 2 or 3 minutes a day, like, I believe if you do that, it's massively helped me. Like, one of my word for 2023 was peace. How can we cultivate more peace for ourselves? Because peace ultimately means happiness. If you don't have any peace of mind, happiness is really fucking difficult to find. So yeah, those are my words of wisdom for a Tuesday. I'm sharing all of these lives now on my podcast. My podcast is called It Starts With You. Please go check it out, because there's quite a few episodes now from the last few weeks, because I'm just dropping them straight into there, just in case you want to listen to them in the car, on your drive to work, or wherever you're going. There's a few in there you can listen to, and today's will be there as well. So if you're listening on the podcast, thank you. I appreciate you. Please share the podcast and like it. And yeah, I'm looking for guests. So, you know, if you know a great guest, let me know. It's all about the It Starts With You brand, which is that taking responsibility. It doesn't mean like going through a life alone and we got to soldier on alone, but it is about taking responsibility for where I'm at, for understanding that this is all you have control of. Nothing out there. As much as we like to think we do, we don't. But when you do that, and you learn to do that, life freaking changes. So that's why I talk about It Starts With You a lot, and it massively helped me a few years ago when I was really struggling. So it starts with you today. Keep on keeping on. You just never know what's around the corner. Like I said, the Happy Place came along when I was struggling. I'd obviously done the work behind the scenes to get that, and now I'm going to the festival on July 16th. I've been invited by Fern, which is amazing, and I'm going to be speaking on the talking stage next year at Happy Place Festival, which is awesome. So you just never know. Joe says, I want to learn breathwork to help support my clients. Would you recommend the people you learn from? Yeah, John Paul Crimmy is who I learned from. He's in LA. He's like the breathwork coach to like celebs, really. It's conscious connected breathwork, so that might not be the style you want to learn. There's a vast amount of styles, so you need to check out the style that you want to learn. But if you want to learn conscious connected breathwork, I would highly recommend him. Yeah. And Joe says, I'm always happy to come and share my story. Awesome. We need to make that happen, Joe, on the podcast. So yeah, let's get a date in the diary. We can do that. Maybe we can record it as a live like this, and yeah, drop the audio into my podcast. Good morning, Christina. Happy Tuesday to you. Thank you for joining me. You've missed a great episode, I do believe. Just remember, though, the thing about breath work is it's like, I said this when I was away in Portugal last week, like, air is so powerful. Your breath is so powerful, and it bleeds in and breathes into every single cell in your body, and every single cell in your body holds the score. So, you know, you can shift your state of consciousness and your energy through your breath. Your breath is so freaking powerful. You can literally get high off of your own air supply. And so it's like a drug, but without the side effects, without you becoming an addict, unless you want to be addicted to air, which we all are addicted to air, because we cannot survive without it, but we don't do it consciously. So you can get high off your own air supply. Like, how fucking cool is that? So air needs to be your drug. And conscious connected breath work can be a thing where, you know, you might have some shit that you need to let go of, and you can just come, and you don't have to say a word. Like, you don't have to talk to me. You can lie down. I can guide you to breathe, and shit can shift. Intentions can come in. Clarity can come in. deeper connection. One of the greatest things about breath and connected to your breath is it helps you tap into the deeper resources of you that you cannot get to consciously. And it might sound a bit woo or a bit weird until you experience it, but I'm telling you, you can. And there's a little short exercise I do called Breath of Joy. And just doing 15, 20 breaths of joy will show you how you can change your state. And I always do that in a breathwork taster workshop, just to show you how you can actually, how much in control you are of changing your state of consciousness. It can be an incredible thing. So anyway, gone off on a tangent. Keep on keeping on. Have yourself an amazing Tuesday. Remember, it starts with you. Today is a non-refundable day. What are you going to do? What are your intentions? Make them good intentions. I'm off to watch some tennis at Eastbourne. I go every year. I normally try and go for 2 or 3 days. I've only managed a day this year, but I'm looking forward to it. Have yourself an amazing day. If I can help you, please reach out, direct message me. I'm running a live online breathwork class on the 4th of July at 7:30 p.m. My doors are open to the Breaking Your Own Limits group coaching program, which it's just freaking amazing. One of my clients left me a message about that. I'm trying to find the link for it, but I can't find it. One of my clients left me a message yesterday, 4-minute message about the podcast, but also just saying how amazing the program had been and how it had changed their life. So you can go to my website, sam-adams.com, and click on the link above, which says online coaching, and check out about that. We start in September. There are limited spaces. I'm not just saying that because we meet live and everyone has to have a chance to speak, so we can't have a big group. Go check that out. I'm doing a retreat in February in Seaford from Friday to Sunday. So that's a short life and breath retreat. That's coaching and breath work. And then I've got something very exciting coming. I'm hoping to find out today about another retreat. So yeah, I'll keep you posted on that one. Emma says, can you send me a link to buy you one of your t-shirts? I don't have a link to send the t-shirts. You have to send me a message on Facebook, and the address, and I'll figure it out, because I think you're in Spain, so I'll have to send it to Spain. And yeah, if you want a Knit Starts With You t-shirt, let me know. Anyone. I'm getting them redone. And I'm getting a batch redone very soon. So, and I do have some. Also, I need to know your size as well. So yeah, let me know that. Have yourself an amazing day. It starts with you, happy people. Thank you for watching.